Welcome to the news that is moving the world right now. We start today with the Taiwan representative Alexander Yui stepping up to defend the island's status as a sovereign democracy amidst escalating tensions with China. We dive deep into the delicate diplomatic maneuvering happening right now as Yui discusses the ongoing friction and the crucial stance Taiwan is taking on this increasingly volatile geopolitical landscape. President Trump's summit with Xi Jinping, where observers noted a clear shift in messaging, with Xi signaling that Taiwan belongs to China. We explore the deep mistrust, the internal instability within China's military, and the strategic ambiguity Washington is employing as they navigate this dangerous confrontation. And finally, the warning bells are ringing loud and clear. Close advisors to President Donald Trump are now sounding the alarm, warning that the likelihood of China invading Taiwan within the next 5 years has significantly increased. We look at the urgent threat this poses to global semiconductor supply chains and the economic unpreparedness of the United States. Stay with us, because this is the critical update you need to know right now. Taiwan's representative to the United States, Alexander Yui, has been actively engaging in discussions regarding the persistent tensions between Taiwan and China. In a recent commentary featured on Fox Business, Yui firmly defended Taiwan's status as a sovereign democracy. The discussion highlighted the ongoing complexities and challenges inherent in the relationship between the two nations, underscoring Taiwan's commitment to its democratic principles amidst geopolitical pressures. HistoSonics has secured landmark approval from the Taiwan Food and Drug Administration, TFDA, for its Edison histotripsy system, marking a significant achievement in the company's global expansion strategy and growth across Asia. This regulatory clearance follows a thorough review of the company's clinical and regulatory submission package, which concluded with unanimous agreement from the TFDA committee. The approval strongly validates the clinical and regulatory momentum surrounding histotripsy, a non-invasive, non-thermal focused ultrasound technology designed to mechanically destroy targeted tissues and tumors without requiring surgery or radiation. Mike Blue, chairman and CEO of HistoSonics, stated that the approval underscores the strength of their clinical evidence and regulatory work, boosting confidence in histotripsy as a transformative therapy platform. HistoSonics has established a strong clinical foothold in Taiwan through its first installation site at National Taiwan University Hospital, NTUH. Prior to the TFDA approval, physicians at NTUH had been treating patients under research protocols, achieving one of the fastest rates of clinical adoption for histotripsy globally. Professor Kai-Wen Huang, a surgical oncology professor at NTUH, expressed excitement about the development, noting that early experience with histotripsy has been encouraging for treating liver tumors and exploring future applications in other difficult-to-treat diseases. During the research phase at NTUH, physicians have utilized histotripsy to treat a diverse range of tumor types, including liver, kidney, pancreatic, and sarcoma cases, expanding the understanding of histotripsy's potential across multiple organ systems. Blue highlighted the pioneering work of the NTUH physicians, emphasizing the broad potential of the therapy. With the TFDA approval in hand, HistoSonics is planning to intensify collaborations with leading physicians and institutions across Taiwan and Asia. The focus will be on generating high-quality clinical evidence, advancing additional therapeutic indications through research, and developing physician training programs throughout the region. Currently, the Edison system is indicated for the non-invasive destruction of liver tumors, including unresectable cases, utilizing the non-thermal mechanical process of focused ultrasound. The system remains under evaluation for use in kidney, pancreas, prostate, and other anatomical locations. HistoSonics is a privately held medical device company focused on commercializing the Edison system in the U.S. and select global markets for liver treatment while expanding histotripsy applications. The company maintains offices in Ann Arbor, MI, Minneapolis, MN, and Madison, WI. Cross-strait tensions are intensifying as the strategic contest between the United States and China escalates, with both powers probing the limits of their respective resolve regarding Taiwan. Recent high-level interactions, such as those between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping in Beijing, highlighted Taiwan as a central, highly sensitive issue shaping the deteriorating Sino-U.S. relationship. Observers noted a palpable lack of trust during the summit, evidenced by unusually strict security measures implemented by the U.S. delegation. In post-summit interviews, President Trump expressed a desire for both sides to cool down, while simultaneously underscoring the gravity of the situation by stating he was not seeking Taiwan's independence, citing the immense cost of conflict. This reflects a long-standing U.S. view that Taiwan is intrinsically linked to Beijing's foreign policy goals and the legitimacy of the Chinese Communist Party. Analysts suggest that Taiwan has become a critical focus for Xi Jinping amid mounting domestic pressures within China, including economic slowdowns, demographic challenges, and internal dissatisfaction. Beijing views Taiwan as a breakaway province and has vowed to reclaim it. Concurrently, internal turmoil within China's military establishment, marked by sweeping investigations and purges involving senior leadership, has introduced significant doubt regarding Beijing's actual operational readiness for conflict. Washington has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity regarding its response to potential conflict, historically deterring both military aggression and unilateral moves toward formal Taiwanese independence. However, this ambiguity is complicated by increased U.S. support for Taiwan, including expanded arms sales and deepened diplomatic ties, which Beijing perceives as a growing military alignment. Furthermore, broader U.S. strategy is focused on mitigating vulnerabilities in global supply chains, particularly semiconductor production, leading to significant investments by companies like TSMC in the United States. This, alongside strengthened coordination with allies like Japan and India, underscores Washington's efforts to secure regional stability in the Indo-Pacific. Despite escalating rhetoric and military exercises, the strategic dynamic remains characterized by a prolonged period of confrontation, signaling, and strategic testing, avoiding an open military conflict. Analysts warn that while projecting strength on Taiwan is vital for Xi domestically, major strategic miscalculations within highly centralized systems carry the risk of rapidly destabilizing the entire region. Close advisors to President Donald Trump have issued strong warnings following the recent U.S.-China summit, suggesting the likelihood of China moving to invade Taiwan within the next 5 years has increased. These concerns raise significant fears regarding a major disruption to global semiconductor supply chains. The warnings were reported by Axios, citing individuals close to Trump after his May 14-15 meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing. According to the report, while Trump's advisors acknowledged the hospitality shown by Xi, they interpreted the Chinese leader's underlying message as significantly more assertive. One advisor stated that Xi was signaling that China no longer views itself as a rising power, but as an equal to the United States, suggesting a message that Taiwan belongs to China. The advisor further indicated that the summit substantially raised the possibility that the Taiwan issue could become the central focus of strategic negotiations within the next 5 years. Crucially, the warning stressed that the United States remains economically unprepared for a potential Taiwan crisis because its semiconductor supply chain remains heavily dependent on Taiwan. Advisors emphasized that achieving self-sufficiency in this area is not a realistic near-term prospect, stating that for CEOs and the broader economy, the most urgent concern is the semiconductor supply chain. The U.S. relies heavily on Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. for advanced semiconductors critical to artificial intelligence and other high-tech industries. Analysts have long cautioned that a military action by China against Taiwan could severely disrupt global chip production, inflicting a major blow on the U.S. economy and its AI sector. The Axios report suggested that some figures within Trump's political circle now consider the Taiwan issue the single greatest risk factor in U.S.-China relations, with some believing the Beijing summit increased geopolitical risks more than it yielded diplomatic advantages.